Kuma Klan, Hina Inu, diamond hands checking in Kumas. Once again, if you're here for the first time, hit that like button, turn on all your notification bells, squash the FUD, and comment Kuma Klan diamond hands. Okay? Before we get this started, we're going to go over a couple things. We're going to go over into a couple things. A couple things. We deal with the Kuma. We deal with the shiba. We love the Hina. We deal with Father Time Bitcoin. If you're here for the first time, welcome to the Kuma Klan official meme channel. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I offer financial advice, nor do I spread the FUD. And if you're here for the first time, just hit that notification bells and please subscribe. Comment Kuma Klan diamond hands. We are in the building tonight. Kumas. Okay, so we're gonna jump into this, right? First of all, we're gonna go into the Kuma Inu, but we're really talking about the Hina Inu today. Now I got some great news for y'all. We're gonna go over partnerships that we do have, okay? Because we're here for the Hina because she's a baby. We don't expect full development from this. You know, we see the baby and we understand how other children grew. So we see the characteristic traits of success, or maybe, you know, this child looks a little athletic. So, you know, we know it might be a football player later. You know, this is how we do our analysis and our due diligence and proper research when entering the space for the greatest benefits possible. Kumas. Okay? So, with that being said, we're going to go into the Hina Inu today. We're going to defend the Hina, and we love all of our people in our fully decentralized community giving us feedback and pushing us into the next generation of Kumas. Okay, so we're gonna look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is greatly maintaining its, its position. Okay, as we discussed earlier, we've hit our all-time high. Okay, 18 hours ago, we're down 1.5% from that. So, Father Time is paving the way, slowly sowing the field so we can plant greater things. Okay, so we're going to go into that, and I'm going to discuss Doge. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any financial advice, Kumas. Please do your own due diligence research for entering anywhere in the crypto space. Okay, so we're going to talk about Doge because I've mentioned Doge. I've mentioned, possible run up, possible build before the run, things of that nature. But I'm also going to be transparent on that fully as far as my thoughts, types of plays I'm into, things I receive from the big Kuma, So with that being said, I say this because, I also want to highlight the difference between you got your Doge and many other coins and things of that nature. So that is a thing. Okay, so we're gonna just jump into it real quick. Okay, there are many differences between Doge and Bitcoin, says Milton D. Moraz, CoinShares Chief Strategy Officer. One of the most important is the supply of each, she says. Dogecoin is inflationary, says Demoras, meaning more Doge is printed every minute of every day, giving Doge a potential of infinite supply. Kumas. So I was discussing with a buddy of mine about the Doge, and he brought that aspect. I never really, I've heard of the aspect many times, as far as, the infinite supply, the continuous amount being added to the coin, things of that nature. But, when you settle in on the thought, right, we have to be mindful of what happens when you have, it's like having a sink, right? And you have the faucet on. You can't turn off your faucet, but then you also have a leak, So what I mean by that is basically as the buying pressure is down, they are still dumping more coins in circulation every minute. So that means that buying pressure has to always overpower the minting pressure. Okay? And the reason I say that is because if you have, for example, a long period of consolidation. Now, with most coins, that's normal, that's great. But if you have a coin that is continuously minting coins, that long period of consolidation is actually decreasing the value of your current holdings because the market is continuing to be diluted. So once the bulls catch up, you have to break past that period you dealt with of dilution and then move forward past that. That's just my own opinion on that. Okay, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I offer financial advice. I just give thoughts, ideas, things of that nature, things I receive from the big Kumas, the Hinas. Okay? So just be aware of that. You got to look at the common sense behind that, which should be common. Okay? You have a product. Scarcity is always value. But if that product is not selling, and even if it's maintaining its same selling standard, if you're always continuously to develop more and more products, it's battling inflation, deflation. It's like it's always a rift going on with that. So we have to be mindful of that in the overall of this coin because we're looking at the future of cryptocurrency. We're looking at this as becoming part of our financial portfolios, everyday financial life in the future. So I'm looking at if you have something it makes sense because the government prints money. So this coin would have to get very, very important and develop some strong utility. That's in my own personal belief. So I just add that on there just to, keep you up to date, on my own place, types of things I'm into. I'm not a financial advisor, So, and with that being said, we're going to jump into Hina Inu, okay? Hina Inu, we all know, is part of the Super PAC, okay? They do not have an official partnership with the Kumas, okay? They just were born around the same time. That's my own meme relation with them and things of that nature, okay? So are they affiliated with the Super PAC? Why the Kuma is? Yes, okay? That as far as that goes. And as far as the Hina, and what I see in the Hina, I don't look at any project as anything to be pumped. Anything that is pumped is fake. It has no utility. It's not real. I look at developed. I look at grow. So a lot of times, being I'm giving my own opinions on, just the types of plays I'm into, things I receive in the Kuma, aspirations, things like that. So it's like when I'm dealing with these types of things, I'm actually looking at things from every perspective, Kumas, as far as utility, purpose, security, things of that nature. The reason that the Kuma and the Hina, I like both projects, before the rise, thanks to my day one Kumas, first video Kumas, they're already up. So it's like the people that's already settled where our thoughts are just more, we're open for thoughts. We're open for ideas because we trust the steps that we have taken in history. And history has a tendency of repeating itself. So that's what we look at, from the AMC to the Akijins to the Shibas to the Doges, to the Kumas, to seeing all of these prior projects develop and get where they were at, and seeing the difference between each project is phenomenal. It's amazing. I like it. Like, for example, if you look at Doge, yes, it's developing more utility. Yes, people are, that now that is happening. But you look at Shiba Inu, these are meme coins that are being established, but utility is also purpose. It's great because we're looking at fighting time and being around for the future. Okay, so I look at Hina Inu and I look at the security of the project, rug pull proof. So that FUD, it will be always a straight lie, not even FUD, just straight up lies. So I look at the security of that. So I'm looking for people that are tired of the FUD, because we dealt with the FUD with the Kumas. The FUD will never stop. They say tomato, I say tomato. That's why when we go to the casino, somebody will say, oh, Russian roulette, oh man, this is going to hit right here and this is going to hit here. Or, you go to Jeopardy and you have a question and you have a couple different answers and everybody comes up with an answer. That's what makes existence important. That's what creates conversation. Conversation is friction. Great. Welcome to the conversation. Welcome to life. Welcome to socialism, Kumas. My New York Kumas. Worldwide Kumas. Everywhere Kumas. Okay, so when I look at things like that, that's, so when I look at Hina Inu and watching, the rise of so many before that, this is what Kumas see. Big top Kumas build. So this is the things that we are, as me, especially as, once again, I'm not a financial advisor, I don't offer financial advice, but this is just, it's just, I'm just being transparent, They're gonna laugh at the Hina, and I'm gonna dance with the Hina. Dance with the Hina, dance with the Hina. So it's a little different. We're gonna play. They're gonna say tomatoes. I'm gonna say tomatoes, and then when the dice land, and all said and done, Father Time pushes forth, brings the future to us, and we deal with what it's going to be, because we have speculations and we have confirmations. And there will always be a debate on the speculations, but there can never be debate on the confirmation. Anything that's confirmed is undebatable majority of the time. So I'm looking at Father Time, meaning, okay, you believe this team is going to win. I believe my team is going to win. I'm going to stick here. You're going to stick there. Great. That's what makes the game even fun. That's what causes existence. This is how these markets thrive. This is how they interact. Because if everybody thought the same way, there wouldn't be a market. So with that being said, it's just it, and people make their own due diligence, and they do their own little research, and their own etc. for the Kumas, for themselves, for their baby Kumas, send them to college. So that is really what the process of thought breaks down to at the end of the day. Father Time. We speak on things. We make our opinions. We give thoughts on all types of thoughts that we're having as Kumas, and we move forward. So with that being said, we're gonna look at where the Hina Inu was at, the Uniswap, the BKEX listen was just occurred. Okay, the Hinas are working on major things. Hot bid listings by the end of the month, possibly into the first month. Okay, so when I look at this project, I'm looking at periods of dormancy. You see, I go over these things like this. This is, and Father Time is going to answer that, because they told me, no, the shiba, oh no, the Kuma's a rock pool. You're doing these videos and people's losing money. And it's like, okay, to the moon after that. Thank you. Thank you, wise guy. Thank you for the rocket fuel. We love the FUD. FUD is rocket fuel. Kumas Hinas. So, with that being said, we look at dormancy. I've discussed dormancy. So, the seed is in the ground. It's cold outside. It's not raining. The ground is frozen. And then you look at development, the launch, the beginning. And some businesses fail before they ever start. Some businesses fail in the middle of them starting. Some businesses fail when they thought they made, etc. There's so many circumstances, different situations, variables that we go through in life that, it is what it is, So when we look at these things, I'm looking at the price analysis. I'm looking at the charts for what it is. Okay? And that's consolidation. That's the economics, the tokenomics behind the whole project. The 2% distribution, automatic burns. The everyday, the supply shall continue to shrink instead of increase. The full rug proof, the etc. Kumas Hinas. So I look at these things. It's like, okay, great. This is something to be looked at. Feminism, womanism, diversity, so I look at the space and, what position and what, and that's it. And Father Time, he says, hey, taps me on my shoulder, a couple months, and he just gives me his answer. So we all got an answer, but who has the correct answer? But Time, Kumas, Hinas. Once again, if you're here for the first time, please hit that like button, comment, Kuma Klan, Diamond Hands. Okay, so that is what I look at with the Hina Inu project. Yes, we have broken a holder resistance point I've had in my mind at 14,555 people. Okay, we hit that number a couple times. We went back. We went, maybe people sold off. Who knows? But we finally broken past that number, which I've been watching for, more than 24 hours. Kumas. So that is a direction I like with this project. And once again, we have gained over 3,000 followers, holders, 30 days, Kumas, and Hinas. So I'm looking at the development of these projects. What direction are they heading to? What is the tokenomic? What are the developers doing? Are they active? Are they focused? Yes, they are. Kumas Hinas. So that's where I look at this project heading. as far as that. Okay, simple, and we'll know by next year, beginning of February, exactly how strong of a foothold we have on the edge or the base of the mountain to get to the top Kumas. Okay? So that's what I look at with that. So the only concern I would keep an eye on, as far as me, is Dodge coin. As far as just the future and the overall direction of the project. I don't know, maybe if this minting would stop. Who knows? From my understanding, they have accepted and view cryptos as more of assets and not currencies. So I'm looking at if this is going to be an asset class and you're minting coins, you know, mining coins, and it's like if we're in an asset class and you're mining coins and you're putting coins in circulation, like we're ever going to have the chance of becoming viewed as a currency, then that is going to be a problem, Kumas. That is just my only view on that, and I've 100% correct. That is more of the direction. You know that glory America is going at with their understanding. As a leading superpower of the world, I just keep an eye on that news over there also. So that's what I see with that. Okay. So as far as me, okay, I'm in an asset class. Okay. Do I want to look for things that's going to represent this asset class to get comfortable into the enclosure that was built for you by the democracy of the strongest superpower in the world? So I look at these things and be like, okay, so I'm accept that for what that is. So as far as the continuous minting, that's just, everybody do their own due diligence and research and follow your own decision. Kumas. Educate yourself, Kumas. Fact check, second guess, Hinas and Kumas. And once again, not a financial advisor, and nor do I offer financial advice. So I'm looking at that as pretty cool. We have Shiba Inu. Okay, now I've had people talked about a couple of these coins. Well, they said about one coin. They're like, okay, this coin is shooting up, and it's like literally goes shooting up 50%, and it's losing its traction, and it's coming back down. Things of that nature. We have to keep an eye on that, and that's very much understandable. I understand that. I understand the feeling behind that. That is what we must keep an eye on. We have to understand the start, the base of the mountain. When did the climb start? And we have to gauge our fluctuations from that base, because you have most likely the biggest whales at that base because the coin was cheaper at that time, so they likely hold more coin, more influence than us Kumas. So when I see rises like that and I see the pullbacks, the Kuma, the pullback, the Shiba, the pullback, you're going to see that, because once you see these rises, you have people that has the ability to, even though they sell off and buy back in, but they're scraping up some good profits. So that will occur. But does it ever pull back from the base of what you started at? No. So what happens with a lot of times when I see this 50% thing, and the way I've made it past stats and paper hand, paper hand not anymore, 2 diamond Kuma, past that is by just, trying to focus on catching the base. And if I do enter at the middle, realizing that I have to look at this middle as my own new base, meaning until I have a major blow and I'm going to have that emotional distress. It's going to go up. It's going, so I'm not going to be in the green. Because I look at it, when you make an investment into a project and things of that nature, and you catch it before this run, and you before the run up, and then it pulls back, you're not feeling like you're in the red mentally. The rest of all of these things, So when you catch it at the base, right? For example, you buy in here, even though it runs up and this is down 62.4%. But for those who caught it by the base, they're still up 50%. So it's like some could say the glass is half full, some will say it's half empty. So a lot of things is perceptual view. What is your viewpoint? And these viewpoints are often manipulated and influenced by just growing up, environment, things of that nature, material, customs, culture, etc. This is what makes us who we are. Okay? So when we make these decisions, we have to understand when somebody else has a decision, and art is art, but it comes in many forms. So great ideas come in many forms. Many people doubted the Doge. Many people doubted the Kuma. So are we going to let history just keep repeating ourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to just brush everybody off? That's not intellectually smart to me. That makes just no sense. It's like, okay, I'm looking at history. Doge, they called it, oh wow, what is this? It's not nothing. It go ahead and shakes the world. Okay, Kuma, this is recent. Oh man, you're showing these videos, people's losing money. 189% up after that. So it repeats Shiba Inu, same thing. Oh, this is a Dogecoin knockoff. It can't mess with Doge, and then it shakes and breaks the internet. So with every great rise, you're always going to have an opposing party. That is life. That is history. If you're not ready for it, don't deal with the market. I stand on the Hinas. I stand with the Kumas. Okay, I'm looking at this hotbit listing right here, because we're looking at partnerships, okay, 1 and 2. This is the baby. This is the beginning, guys. This is the types of things. I understand we're looking at this like, wow, we're looking at partnerships that are not going to stop, that will keep on dropping. And I'm looking at where we're starting at, and looking at it like, okay, let's get on. So I love the development because I get a chance to be a part of it. That's my own side thing, my own pet peeve, my own little Hina, my little kitten, and I will defend the Hina Inu at all costs, Kumas. But that is just my own personal thoughts. And when I say in defense, that's in defense of my mentality of paper hands. I have to fight the paper hand mental illness. Don't jump off the train too fast. So that's what I look at as far as when I deal with my Kuma. I love my Kuma. I love my Hina. I still have love for a lot of these projects, people. So that's what we're really going to go into with that. Okay, so as far as holders, we see the development of our holders. We see the growth of where we're going at, what direction we're pushing. Okay, with this hotbit listing coming up, from what I understanding, at 50% there. Okay, everything will be covered, liquidity and all. So as the Hina gets to the second list and the second EX listing Kumas, I'm looking at it like this. I'm seeing this easily blow past its all-time high. Because of where we're starting at. The first listing, I wasn't really to, the BX or whatever. I wasn't, and I'm looking at the snowballing effect. How fast are these listings coming in? How fast are this coin going to keep on getting itself on more platforms? Is this because Shiba Inu went through a phase of just was like, how these guys is getting list? It just was listing after listing after listing. This has played a part in its parabolic run right here. This listing, it was getting listed just ridiculously, guys, and it was for a new coin that was like, had a bat an eye at that. Okay, so that's really where we're at with that Kumas. As far as the Kuma Inu, we must also keep an eye and remember, real quick, before we end our night, Kumas. We have to look at where we're at with that. Okay. I gotta fix my home page, dude. I really hate Microsoft. I really don't like using this MSN or whatever that is, search engine. So, with the Kumas, right? This is another thing. Okay, we've picked the Kuma. We've handpicked the Kuma. She blow up. He blow up. Big deal. I'm looking at our holders. We've talked about breaching 30,000 before the end of the year. That was my grand prediction. Kumas. And it is currently the 9th of November. We are on a great track to once again continue our corrective Kuma behavior. While the FUD is spreading, we are still 99.9% accurate. Kuma. So with that 99.9%, I cannot interrupt things I receive from the big Kumas. Master builder Kumas of the world. I can't interrupt the channel. receive the transmission, Kuma. So, with everything falling into play as foreseen by the big Kumas, it's like it's too much on the right direction. Sorry about that, okay? That's one thing I have to look at. And it's one thing I'm not going to forget, Kuma, as we stated. And if you're here for the first time, please hit that like button, ring the notification bells, and comment Kuma Klan, Diamond Hands, Kuma in Lamborghini, Scooby-Doo, Scooby Snack Vans. That's it. So with this moon ascension, moon ascending into the heavens like the grand Kuma, when all of these things occur, it's just life, time, Kumas, memes, they will tell us the answers. So that is what I look at these things as. Okay, Kumas. So looking at the growth, the holders, I'm looking at us breaching 30,000 holders, Kumas, and the snowball will continue. After we hit the 30, depending on the compound effect from the numbers moving forward, that will help us crush the 10Ks faster, knocking down 10,000 holders way quicker than started. Kumas, word of mouth, Kumas. So that's what I'm looking at that, okay? So we got our Kuma, we have our Hina, we have our Bitcoin breaking ground, meme channel here for the first time. Hit your like button, ring your notification bells, and comment Kuma Klan, Diamond Hands. So that's all we're going to deal with right now, okay? As far as the news, the hot bit for the Hina tribe, that is great news. The Kumas are still recharging. Remember when the FUD was around? Oh, the Kumas are rug pull, and what we've noticed, the holders continue to rise. They went up. Right now, and I've noticed in these last 2 days, we've been more of, just a little slow with the holder development. But as the news rolls in, the listings rolls in, the holders will grow. So I'm looking for a breakout with the Kuma, okay? Looking at us maintaining, okay, our support. This 30 is always, we're always looking at that. And I'm looking at that as long as we continue the consolidation, we are going to the stars. And both of these projects are moving within that same field of price patterns, except the Kuma has more of an ascending look with it. So I'm looking at that, and it's just pretty good. It's pretty good, all right? So once again, I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any financial advice. This is the Kuma Klan Diamond Hand official meme channel. Okay, so my Kumas were doing excellent. As far as this all-time high, I'm looking for new developments. We need that. Sorry about that, Kumas. I'm just in deep thought, but this is just freaking amazing. Like, once the new developments come, I'm looking at listings and, things I received from the Kuma cycle, tell that big thoughts. That I'm looking at us. Yes, you're correct. I'm looking at us losing zeros with the Kumas, losing zeros with the Hinas. And that's all I'm going to, we're going to wrap that up with that, okay? And Kuma Klan, Diamond Hands, if you're here for the first time, hit that like button, ring your notification bells, and comment Kuma Klan, Diamond Hands, okay? So, during the run of this bull market, I believe December is going to be very important for us, family, okay? So we're going to keep an eye on that also. We definitely will keep an eye on that. So that is really where we're at with it, okay? I want you to be aware of that. Shiba Inu is still maintaining the majority of the run it just partaked in, the run that the bulls partaked in through the valleys, the grass, the forest, the trees. So it's still holding. So we've got to look at the market in general. It's looking healthy. The whole market, in my eyes, is on a bullish type of vibration. So that's pretty cool. So, we just have to let time move and see how these things play out. And I will be keeping you updated with serious emergency news, emergency new listings. Kumas Hinas signing off.